Music is a means of expressing our identity. What music do you listen to? And does it say anything about you? Every social group has beliefs articulated in music. These beliefs help us to understand group as well as individual relations.
From villages to urban hotspots, Kenyan music is thriving, and with time it has experienced steady evolution. Some have criticized it, however, as noise. What is music? Come with me. We live in an age of plunder in which music made in one place for one reason can be immediately appropriated in another place for quite another reason. Sing Africa, a days-to singing group, has been singing African music for the last 20 years. While the concert was going on, I got time to ask, why this genre of music?
But then again, it goes back to, what is our motive, what is our heart. So
African music is our core. We're African.
A strong argument out there is that evolution of social factors have influenced music. But should this influence extend to gospel music? Should there be a difference between secular and gospel music? For Adventists with their distinct style of music renowned worldwide, music is part of their identity. I caught up with Warren Dwalo, an official and a musician who sings tenor for New Life Adventist Ambassadors Choir, and asked him whether or not change has affected their music.
As Christians, one of the things we have to make sure, we have to maintain is the Christianity and divinity in our music. And even with change, when change comes in, we either use it to the best, to better the way of Christianity or divinity, or rather just remain as you are if it won't help.
So while ambassadors were doing the last-minute practice for their third DVD launch, I had time to find out whether or not the kind of music you listen to says anything about your identity.
So I'd say yes, it does have a bearing on how you behave.
for sure music does define the kind of person they are.
The experience of identity describes both the social process, a form of interaction, and an aesthetic process. So whether or not the kind of music you listen to says anything about your identity.
Yes, by and large, I strongly believe that the kind of music that one listens to, especially me, defines who I am.
I believe to a great extent defines who I am. Everything that I do mostly comes from that, and the music I listen to. I may not be aware of it consciously, but it is there.
Diversity is good, change is unavoidable, but this change should be within the acceptable. And yes, the next time you claim to be a musician, make an effort of playing an instrument. Kawira Kithinji for My Perfect Country.
Music is indeed a soul of a nation, and today we have a privilege of discussing these issues that has to do with music and identity with none other than a performing artist. Her name is Priscilla Arioko. She's a music major and has been in this business for quite a long time. Priscilla, welcome.
Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to begin by asking you, what's your favorite music?
My favorite music is Afro Soul.
Mm-hmm. Does this represent someone who you are?
Yes, it does.
In which way?
The kind of music that I like, the kind of music that I write,
yes,
comes from within.
You know, the music that we currently call African has a lot borrowed from the West.
Yes, that's actually very true. Many times, musicians borrow so much from what's happening out there in the States, for instance. Everyone is trying to sound like the Beyoncés, like the Jay-Z's, like the Alicia Keys, and people forget that there is authenticity in being yourself. There's a uniqueness that you cannot get from anywhere else that you have within you. It's very common with Kenyan musicians. When you listen to Kenyan music, everyone is sounding like the next person. Everyone is trying to mimic something that they've seen somewhere, but there's something great in just sounding like the way you should sound, the way you sound.
In being original.
Yeah, in being original, yeah.
Someone has said that globalization has brought cultural genocide in Africa. Do you agree with that?
To a point, yes.
You do?
Yes.
So you would agree with me that we are suffering from a serious loss of identity, musically at least?
It's getting more and more serious. Because now, the younger generation, who are going to be the future leaders, who are going to be the future big musicians, are already picking up so much from this whole interconnection and exchange of ideas that we don't know what they're going to sound like, what our music is going to sound like in a few years from now. If a 19-year-old is rapping to Jay-Z's and Eminem style now, if you ask them to speak to you their mother tongue, probably don't know. If you ask them about the music or where they come from, they probably don't know.
So it must be frustrating for you that you're a music major and you try to write music to appeal to your audience, and yet the kind of audience that you are facing nowadays as a musician is this audience that is completely brainwashed by Western music.
It is quite frustrating sometimes when you go out to do a performance and then, because I'm from Uganda, now I really identify with music from where I come from. I am a Ugandan Iteso, so I speak a lot of that. So even in my writing, it's in there. So when I go out to play and I'm performing in front of people who do not quite understand where I'm coming from, people boo, people stand up and leave. People are not into it. But then once in a while you have a scenario which is encouraging when you go out to perform, and when you start to sing something people are not used to hearing, they really want to know what is happening.
And some people have said that it's only Kenyan music. Kenyan music is only listened to by Kenyans. No one else in Africa. Do you agree with that assessment of Kenyan music?
It's actually unfortunate that that is very true. Many countries on this continent have a certain sound. When you listen to Nigerian music, you can tell. Yes, listen to South African music, you can tell this is South Africa. When you listen to Kenyan music, it's hard to tell because many Kenyans sound like the Americans many times. So apart from the older groups like Baron Commandos, those guys who did music that was distinctively Kenyan, you could tell like there's something really here. Nowadays, it's barely there.
So you find that someone calls themselves a musician, and this is also another issue with Kenyans, and yet they have no idea, can't play an instrument. Actually, if you ask them to sing in the voice they sang in when they recorded that music, they will sing a complete discord. What do you think of that?
It's very common.
Yeah.
Many people haven't studied. Many people haven't taken the time to learn and understand how to use this technology. So they're going in as guesswork, like they're going just to guess in the studio, just put things together and come out with this product.
You click on this,
exactly, click on so like, oh, that sounds nice, but there's a lot more involved. I was actually very fortunate to do a class with Tim Mbui. And Tim Mbui is this really good producer who works in Nairobi, and he opened my eyes to a lot of things. He calls those producers Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse?
Yeah, Mickey Mouse producers.
Why?
Yeah, because Mickey Mouse is an animation.
Oh yeah.
Just a guy who plays around the whole time. So producer, when they started Mickey Mouse, they're just playing in the studio. They're just sitting there, touching keys, moving these things here and there. You need to study. Music is an investment.
Yes.
Invest in your education, learn these things so you can do a good job.
It's really been a pleasure. So for you, if you call yourself a musician, make an effort, take a step to learn music.
Yes.
Practice. Get yourself a trainer.
Yeah.
And call yourself a musician.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
You're welcome. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay. Hello, my name is Daisy, and I like house music because I'm relaxed, I guess. So Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
I'm Steph.
What music do you like?
I love soul music
Why do you like it?
because it looks real and it sounds more better than the other modern music.
What does it say about you?
Nothing really, but I feel more comfortable with it and yeah, it just feels good with it.
Okay, thank you. And to our next. Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
Viola.
What music do you like?
Country music
Why? What does it say about you?
about me, like
Yeah. What traits? Okay, what does it say about you? Because music communicates.
it says a lot, like I'm being classic and real.
Yeah, because she's classic and real. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. So those were their views. So thank you for seeing this.
Every night this week on BBC Radio 3 and BBC 4, the BBC Proms. Be moved this summer.
This has been My Perfect Country, and I'm going to leave you with this quote. Until next time, see you.